Let's go.
You're about to experience action like you've never heard it before. Action sports, celebrities, badasses, and massive interviews. All coming to you from the Polaris Razor Studio. This is Jim Beaver's Project Action, exclusively on Podcast One.
What up? Jim Beaver here with Project Action on Podcast One, and we're coming out swinging today. Got a very good friend of mine, an absolute legend, one of the greatest of all time to ever compete in the NHRA, Mr. Antron Brown, joining me on the show. It's been a while since we've had him on, and let me tell you, he is bringing the heat today. Almost a full hour of talk, and anytime you got AB talking, you know you want to listen. Man, getting down with Brown today on Project Action. Really looking forward to this one. Thank you guys for joining us. If you're a first-time listener, I'm telling you what, this is the show that anything goes. You never quite know who we're going to get on air at any given time. Yes, you never quite know. Sometimes it's race car drivers, action sports athletes, stick and ball sports, authors, musicians, I don't know, entertainers, actors. You never quite know what's going to happen, but you know what? It is always going to be filled with fun. And, yeah, we got some really, really good stuff coming in the coming weeks, and I can't really quite tell you about it yet, but, you know, you want to miss it? You don't want to miss it. Yeah, you want to miss it. No. Look at me getting tongue-tied. You don't want to miss it, and the way you do that, head over to Apple Podcasts, smash the subscribe button, and tune in to the show. Make sure you get these shows every week. Rate, review, subscribe, all that good stuff. We're also on Spotify, Podcast One, everywhere you get your podcast. Check us out, Project Action. I am at Jim Beaver 15 on social media. You want to give me a follow? If you give me a follow, let me know you're a listener. Chances are probably going to follow you back on social as well. So, yes, Mr. Antron Brown, AB, on the show today. Before we get to that, though, we got a couple of amazing partners in this show, and I want to tell you about them right now. And you know what? Car waxes have come a really, really long way. And over the last few years, Meguiar's has launched the next generation of protective products with their hybrid ceramic platform that's specifically geared towards the do-it-yourselfers. It all started 2 years back. Meguiar's introduced the hybrid ceramic spray wax. Bright blue bottle, its advanced SiO2 hybrid technology delivers ceramic wax protection and durability beyond traditional waxes. It's incredibly easy to use. Simply wash your car, spray Meguiar's hybrid ceramic spray wax, and just rinse it right off. No rubbing, no curing, no buffing, no mess. Provides extreme water-beating action, and the product has been flying off the shelves, literally flying, with wings even. Then last year, knowing some prefer a more traditional style application, Meguiar's launched their liquid version, Meguiar's hybrid ceramic liquid wax. Long-lasting ceramic protection and an easy-to-use wax. Seals the paint for a long-lasting protection against the elements. Delivers extreme water-beating action. Easy to use, applying like a traditional liquid wax. No wax residue. Meguiar's also launched a hybrid ceramic spray detailer for in-between boosted maintenance. Removes contaminants like dust, fingerprints, and, yeah, those vicious bird droppings. Boosts gloss and enhances protection. Also with SiO2 hybrid ceramic protection. Achieve a just-wash look by gently removing fresh contaminants between regular washes before they have a chance to bond. And this year, they've expanded even further to include Meguiar's new hybrid ceramic wash and wax. It's a bright orange bottle, liquid, two liquid system together in one bucket that delivers results unlike anything you've ever experienced before. It's blended with slick, low sudsing surfactants that gently lift and wash away dirt and grime. Its SiO2 Boost is a wax additive that delivers instant water-beating protection. Working in tandem, you get a slick and clean vehicle that beads water like crazy. Optimize your results and washing experience with Meguiar's new hybrid wash mitt that is dual-sided for gentle washing and added boosting wax. Meguiar's hybrid wash mitt is sold separately. Now, Meguiar's has a hybrid ceramic solution for everyone. For incredible water-beating action and protection and durability beyond traditional waxes, it's ceramic made easy. It's Meguiar's. And do you own or rent your home? I'm sure you do, and I bet it can be hard work. But you know what's easy? Bundling policies with Geico. Geico makes it easy to bundle your homeowners or renters insurance along with your auto policy. It's a good thing, too, because you already have so much to do around your home. Go to geico.com, get a quote, see how much you could save. It's Geico easy. Visit geico.com today. That's geico.com. And I've also got a personal partner, and I'd like to give a little shout out to them, our good friends at Manscaped. Yes, the best and below the waist grooming, Manscaped. If you need some help down there and you're a dude, well, some of us do, right? Check out Manscaped. Use the coupon JimBeaver, and that is going to get you 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com. 20% off plus free shipping using the code JimBeaver at manscaped.com. All right, with that, it is time to roll into this interview with the legend, Antron Brown. I'd like to welcome one of my guests to the show this week. We'll probably air this one in numerous places. But my good friend Antron Brown, AB, drag racing season is back. I know you got one race under your belt, my friend, but you got a lot cranking, man. What's the word, AB?
Man, I tell you what, it's a lot of energy in the air, and I'm telling you what, after having our first race out at Gainesville, Jim, I'm telling you, everything has been like, I want to call it monster-tized, man. Everybody's energetic. Everybody's out there. The fans came out and support in a big, big way, and it's just been incredible, brother. It's been incredible. I'm just thrilled and pumped to get back to the Camping World Drag Racing Series, and our Macro Tools boys and myself, we've been energetic, geared up, and we've been ready to go.
Yeah, well, it's kind of weird. I mean, Gainesville, the Gator Nat's one of the biggest races of the year. It's kind of crazy. When was the last time things didn't start, you know what I mean, in SoCal? I mean, it's kind of I don't know, it's kind of a little bit of a weird start to the year, but that's kind of weird, bringing one of the big heavy hitter events right out of the box, right?
Absolutely. And the thing about it is that when you're looking at it, we always had the 4-wide on the East Coast, right? Now you're going to Vegas, it brings it to the West Coast. So now this is like a battle royal, and I remember distinctly like 2016, 17, and 18, the 4 people that made it to the final. I remember 18 distinctly, it was like Steve Torrance, Doug Coletta, Tony Schumacher, and myself. And that was like of the history of the sport of Top Fuel, that's like been one of the all the winningest drivers of this time racing each other. And that's incredible. And that's what you get is like a battle royal when you get to those 4-wide nationals. And when you get 4 heavy hitters, I'm telling you what, you got the fans at the edge of the seat. The grandstands are packed. There's not even no standing room at the fence. And that's what the people came to see. They come to see. They want to see the hitters of hitters slug it out to see who's going to be the king of the hill or the queen of the hill, because we always have women out there too.
Yeah, NHRA has done a great job with especially in Top Fuel. I mean, Brittany Force, you got your good friend there, Leah Pruitt. She's it's like you said, there's some heavy hitters in Top Fuel. How has this season been for you? Like last year, obviously we know, pandemic hit, things kind of got wonky. This year, though, like normally you guys get in a stride, right? And I know the start of the year it's a little bit slow to get rolling, but by now you guys are kind of in a stride where you got events. Man, you had one event in March, which was about a month later than normal, and now you have like an entire 5 weeks off or 4 weeks off, before you go to the 4-wides in Vegas. Like, how is this, man? You get your mojo going, and when NHRA's in their stride and it's week in, week out, like you have your routine, and like I feel like that's kind of rug's been pulled out from under you this year.
That's the hard part, is that it's always like this when you start the season out. A lot of people don't know the mindset that goes in. You get all injected, you go testing, you get to the first race, and you know what happened and what you went through, and then usually fix and get better for the next race. Well, we're going to get better, but then you had to sit out for 3 weeks. And then you head to the next race, and you got to start off there. And then it's like a curveball being thrown at you each time, where you just can't get into that groove. And for us, we're working on it, because we know once we go to Vegas, we have 1 weekend off, then we race Atlanta. Well, once May hits, we have a lot of back-to-back races coming up. And then we're going to really hit our stride this summer, where we're going to be racing 14 out of 15 weekends. So it's going to be action-packed. So I think this year here is going to be a taste of our new norm when we get back to normal reality, where we're going to NHRA on our schedule. We've got 22 races. So we're only really missing 2 races out of 24 that we normally race. So this is going to be the most norm that we had in a long time. And Gainesville was a true testament. I mean, when you saw the people that were tuning in, At peak in the finals, we had 1.8 million people viewing NHRA drag racing. Camping World Series. That was incredible, Jim. And, I mean, that's just more to come.
Yeah,
It's got me pumped up. The team's pumped up. And you could just feel it, man. It's like the crowd was on Nitro in Gainesville, and that's what we're looking at for the 4-wide coming up here in Vegas.
Yeah, you know, and that's what's funny. Like, you take something away from people, and then it's like, you know, they're salivating for it. And I think 4-wides is going to be probably some of the biggest ratings, I would say, in maybe NHRA history coming up here at 4-wide Nats, just because people are wanting. 4-wides draw a crowd, you know, anyways, but I think it was a sellout crowd, you know, in person already. But no, I think this is going to be huge. I mean, like you said, and I've been to the 4-wide Nats in Vegas, and I got to tell you, I've been to a lot of NHRA events, but when you're standing in the water box and you got 4 top fuel cars right there, and they all unleash all at the same time, like, you think the hit is big when it's 2 cars. You get 4 there, that hit you get in the water box, I'm telling you, AB, it almost wants to knock you back on your butt. You know, it's crazy.
I know. Well, before you used to get hit with a 2x8. Now they just hit you with a sledgehammer. That's what's happening. But that's what sport does. That's why I've been a huge fan of that sport, and I've been so energetic about it and so pumped up. Once you come, you know, like yourself, like, I love every sport of racing, you know, from dirt tracking to flat track motorcycles to IndyCar, NASCAR to off-roading, motocross, supercross. That's me. I love everything. I mean, I do a little bit of everything, and I love it. And but when you go to the 4-wide Nationals and you get a sense of that one time, I am telling you, if you want to see the space shuttle again take off, everybody else says, I want to see the space shuttle launcher one time. It's one of those sights you got to see. You got to get there. You got to do it. Well, you got to get out and see the 4-wide National. I'm going to tell you why. This is why. And people don't realize what I'm telling you. Like, when I'm telling you that, for one, to look at it in person, when you see TV doesn't know justice. When you see it in person, you ain't going to believe what you just saw, how fast they go. Let alone watching 2 of them. But when you watch 4, it's sensory overload. And when you see it, you're like, that just didn't really happen. Then when you see the next set come up again, the next set comes up, you're like, yeah, that just really happened. But not only seeing it, you're going to feel it. It's going to reach out and touch you where it's going to tickle your spine. It's going to drop your stomach to your feet. And it's going to make your eyes pop out your head. It's going to make you cry from smelling nitromethane, and you're going to feel the power. So when you see all this stuff, and I'm telling you about it, you're going to be like, this is like going to Disney World where they shoot the water on you when you're watching that live theater and it shakes you in the butt. It's going to do all that to you.
Yeah, the dog.
NHRA Camping World Drag Race.
Yeah, I think the dog sneezes or something like that, and it blows stuff in your face. It's funny, too, because NHRA's got a phenomenal TV package. But I've said this to people before. I'm like, you can watch it on TV, and you can kind of appreciate how fast they're going and things like that. But I'm like, you can't put it into perspective until you're at an NHRA event. You blink, and they're gone. But I'm like, especially when you're up close. I mean, you smell it. Your lungs start burning. Your eyes start watering. You know what I mean? Your nose is running. If you're a female fan, your makeup starts melting off your face when you're down close. And people are like, that sounds horrible. I'm like, no, it's the greatest thing you've ever had. You know what I mean? Like, it just is. And then when you guys hit the gas, AB, it's like somebody takes a fist and just punches you as hard as they can in the chest. I'm like, I don't know. I love it. It's like a drug to me. Like, just going and watching and experiencing it. Like, and I know they say you in the cockpit, that's all happening behind you. So you get some of that sensation. But, man, I got to tell you, it's just a rush. Like I say, NHRA is definitely something everybody needs to go to once in person to really get a feel for what the sport is.
Absolutely. And the coolest part, Jim, is that we don't get to touch on everything, but every ticket is a pit pass. You know what I mean? You get a GA ticket, you can walk in the pits. You can see the crew guys working on the car. You can see me mixing fuel. You can see them making the tweaks right before you go up. You can see the drama unfolding right in front of your eyes. It's the only professional sport that has that type of access 24/7. And that's what makes the people feel a part of the team, man, because they are living it with us. They just don't sit in the stands all day. They come back and see what we do. And that's what got me to do what I do in this sport. That's how I'm able to become a professional driver, because I was actually able to envision and see myself on the other side of the ropes working in those pits. And it gave me that ray of hope to get there one day. And that's where I'm at, brother. That's what I'm living, eating, sleeping, and dreaming each and every day. Now I'm living it because I had all that access as a kid. And that's what makes our sport so special, man. That's what makes drag racing so special, because you can get there and you can do that.
Well, and and honestly, I love, I love that aspect of it, unlike, I'm a big, basketball fan and stick and ball sports fan. I know you are too, AB, but,
absolutely.
Kid loves, they love LeBron James, right? It's pretty tough for that kid to actually meet LeBron James. You got to, you got a courtside seat, something like that. Your family's wealthy. Yeah, you might get him, but the access just isn't there. You got to go to some special signing, buy a ticket. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard for kids to get attached to their heroes. Somebody they see on TV, they see them playing on the court, they don't actually get to, to really meet them. NHRA, like you said, you guys are so accessible. Some kid comes to NHRA, you can, you can bet that they're going to get a chance to meet Antron Brown. They stand there long enough at the ropes, you're going to come out and you're going to be like, hey, what's up? And that's one thing I really love about NHRA. And it's not just you. I mean, the entire you go up and down the field of competitors, and everybody's the same way. Everybody's so accessible, and I think that's really something that NHRA has nailed, and I think that's why they have such a massive fan following.
Oh, absolutely, and that's why you see from kids being pushed around in strollers to kids running around the midway to coming up, and they're saying, I want to drive like you, and then you go down to the junior dragster racing that they have out there, 2 other national events now. They've got things for all sizes, ages, category, and just the women in our sport's killing it. But the coolest part is that our sport is really taking off on, just from every aspect, especially with the partnership. And it's really cool for me, through our Toyota folks to develop a cool new relationship with Sirius XM Radio, Jim. That's the really cool part now. We're bringing in just normal everyday life to the racetrack. And I always drove on the road and flew everywhere, and I always wanted to myself where I never have to change the radio station. I have Sirius XM, my Toyota Tundra, but the coolest part, they're with us at the racetrack now, supporting the team on the race car. We're pumping them in our pit. People are coming up and say, hey, turn on 64, that Kurt Franklin channel. Turn on your favorite channel, the AB. I know you dig down in there with the heat. You know what I mean? So I got all kind of stuff going on, and it's so cool that we have new partnerships like Sirius XM coming into our sport, doing what they do, and I get to represent them on a week in and week out basis. And I just love it, brother. I love it. And this is a tribute to our sport, where it's heading at and where it's going at.
Yeah, and it's pretty awesome for Sirius to do that. Obviously, we're talking to you on Sirius XM right now, channel 217.
What?
So, yes, we're talking. Talk to you. So we're getting down with Brown on 217. That's what we're doing right now. But, oh, man, AB. So let's talk a little bit about this year, because I know – so we had you on about a year ago. We've had you on a lot because you and I are buddies. But we had you on about a year ago, and you made – you kind of talking about the big announcement, about you and Don Schumacher Racing. And you and Don go way back, and you think the world of him, and he thinks the world of you. And you said, he's going to allow me to kind of step out and run my own race program. And it was a big deal. And obviously the pandemic hit, right? And things get derailed. Everybody, the world got turned upside down. So we're coming back this year. Now that's kind of back. I don't want to say back on the table, because it never left the table. But now we've got a path to kind of go. So kind of tell us a little bit about what's going on, how that transition's working. Because I know AB Motorsports, it's back. It's a real thing. This is going to happen. Don Schumacher and everybody at Schumacher Racing is behind you. They're helping with this transition. Tell us where we're at, buddy.
Well, the thing about it is that COVID struck everybody, and what I've been doing for the last all through last year is just shadowing Don and learning from him how he runs. You know what I mean? Because I race for DSR, and that's what I'm doing this year also. And I've been learning and just growing partnerships along the way and just learning from it. You know what I mean? Don's been doing this for a lot of years. He's been doing it since 1999 with his son Tony, with the Exide car, to all the years that he had with the U.S. Army. and having Matco Tools from with Bazemore and the Funny Car to all the other people out there that he's had, like from Jack Beckman, Tommy Johnson, Leah, Spencer Massey, Sean Langdon. I mean, he had Gary Selby was one of the OGs, the original that won Donna's first Funny Car World Championship here with Mike Neff as the crew chief. So this whole deal here has been going on for years and years. I've just been learning and watching all these years. And at the end of the day is that I know one day, it's always been a big dream of mine to actually campaign my own team one day. And it's still there. And I'm working on it day and night to make that happen. So hopefully in the future here coming up soon, can't put a date on it, can't say it's going to happen here or there. You know, I did that before and said, well, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You know, in my mind, I said it was going to happen for 2021. Well, 2020 wasn't the year that we needed. You know what I mean? So what my deal is that we're working on getting everything healthy, and I'm working on it day and night. And I know in the near future, I just want to be able to do it for the future of our sport. Because at the end of the day, when the Schumachers are not there, or the Connie Colettas are not there, or the John Force's not there, you know, you need the next, what do you want to say, like generation to come in. You know what I mean? Like myself, or like your Ron Capps, you know, like the Snakes are not there no more. The Bernsteins are not there no more. You get what I mean? You need your next wave to grow the sport, like your Torrances are doing, like your Paul Lee is doing. You get what I'm saying? Like your Mike Salinas is doing. You need your next wave, like your Terry McMillan has done. Cruz Pedregon's been there for years. You need your next wave to keep the sport going, and you need more youth in it. And that's what I want to do. I want to be able to give opportunity to other people like I have gotten opportunity out in this sport. And I think that's my next step in life, is to be able to bring the opportunity forward and to do it the AB way. That's what everybody wants to do. They want to do it their own way. And that's just been a big dream of mine, and I'm just pursuing it. And that's what we live here in America, is the land of dreams. And I just want to keep going and be able to do that and bring opportunity to other people that I see have the same fire and desire in their eyes like I had when I was their age, when I was in my mid-20s and early 30s. And when I can see that, I want to be able to, hey, put my arm out and say, let's do it. Let's do it together, and be on that end of it, and help grow the sport to new heights and new levels.
Yeah. You know, and one of my big takeaways here is, you know, this says a lot about Don Schumacher, the person, because a lot of guys would come to their team owner and be like, by the way, I'm doing my own thing. And they'd be like, all right, there's the door. See you later. You know, and you went to Don, and he had enough, you know, he sees the industry. He knows that there needs to be more ownership, you know, and for him to kind of mentor you and continue to open the doors and show you how they operate and the way he does things so you can be successful. I mean, I got to tell you, AB, that's a rarity. Not many team owners would do what he's doing, you know, and that, to me, that speaks just worlds about Don Schumacher, the person.
Well, and the different way is also how you approach it, too. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that do things behind closed doors and are not very stand-up-ish, and Don is very wide open, and he always encourages people to go out there and better themselves. You know what I mean? But there's a right way and a wrong way to do everything. You know what I mean? And on my side of it, I'm just an honest person. I'm honest with anybody. What you see is what you get. And this is not something that I've been keeping tucked away and want people knowing. I've been saying this for years, a long time, what I want to do. I used to own my own bike team before I raced for Don Schumacher in the U.S. Army program. I owned my own bike team for close to 3 years. And I ran one with Troy Vincent, with 2 years with him when he was full blown into it. And I've learned along the way, and it is something that I always wanted to do. You know what I mean? It's a business also, but also you got to be able to be business savvy. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, this is all I've ever known and all I've ever done is live in this sport since I've been 20 years old. So I've been in the sport for over 23 years, and I just love it. I love it, and this is where I want to be. And I love NHRA. It's my family. It's part of my family, without a doubt.
So let's talk a little bit about this season. Obviously, you got one round in the books. We got Gainesville. I think you're sitting tied for third in the points with 72 points. But let's talk a little bit about this one because this was interesting, and it really kind of set the stage in a weird way for the rest of the year. And you had a guy like Josh Hart, first-time winner, right? I mean, let's no offense to him, but that isn't somebody people had earmarked to possibly walk away from the win at Gainesville, which, one, tells us a lot about drag racing, that anybody can have their day, and which I think is amazing. But, man, I mean, we had some heavy hitters that struggled, Leah, Brittany Force, even our buddy Steve Torrance and Billy Torrance. They didn't have the weekends they wanted, man. This is – one round down, and I'm telling you, there's a lot of storylines heading into Vegas, AB.
Well, I know it was man, let me tell you something. I'll be honest with you. It was tricky. Like, even for our team, we didn't qualify where we wanted to qualify. We qualified 10th. And the reason being is we were trying to throw some numbers down that track just wasn't going to hold. That track was tricky. The rubber was real thin, and a lot of teams had troubles. But Brittany ran a great run. First run, she qualified good, and she raced Justin Ashley. She ran out there. She ran like a 72 first round, like second load around, but Justin ran a 73. But Justin was 30 on a tree, and she wasn't sleeping. I think she was like 50 or 60 on a tree. It's just that Justin threw it down, and Mike Green and that team made a great lap first round also. It's the same thing with us. We raced Mike Salinas. Mike ran a great lap first round. He went a 73 to our 75. And I cut a decent light, and Mike cut an average light, and we're able to take advantage, and we won that first round. So it was just like one of those deals where the class is really, really tight, where it doesn't make a difference where you qualify, is what you have to do first round to get the job done. And we stuck our car down there, the third qualifier, and it qualified as 10th. We just went an 80 flat because we backed our way down because we've been working on making our car leave better. But that track just wasn't going to hold it. So you saw the difference. Even in funny car was a lot of shakeups.
Yeah.
And when we got down there to that second round or semifinal, the track got hotter, and it was the hottest it's been all weekend. We're through a curveball for a lot of people where you can go out there and kill it. You had to run like a high 70, like a 78 to 80 flat is what you need to get the job done. If you press any harder than that, you took a chance of smoking the tires, and that's what a lot of people did. So on race day, it's one of those deals where it's mind over matter. It's only the first race of the year, too, also.
Yeah.
So, but Josh Hart, you can't take nothing away from him. Now, they smoked the tires first round, but they got through first round to get the second round, and then Ron Douglas had that car on point. You know what I mean? Where they were going down the track and just racing smart, and Josh was on the tree, had great lights, steady 50s, and just killing it. I mean, my hat's off to them. They did an incredible job. They raced the track like a true veteran. Like, you know what I mean? That's the whole thing where you got to race smart, be at the right spot at the right time, and take advantage of it, and that's what they did. And Steve will tell you, Torrance, who won the last 3 championships. I mean, they're a team that can run with anybody, could drop low ET, but they are smart racers on race day. And they always do what it takes, and you're going to see that throughout the year. And that's what's going to win the most rounds and win the championship. And that's how it's like a game of chess. You got to play the right game at the right time.
Yeah, you know what? And another guy who had a bummer of a weekend, Clay Milliken, who's always up there at the top of the charts. But I laugh because, like you said, I mean, it's what I love about Top Fuel right now. There's no easy round. I mean, there is not an easy round. There's no easy bracket. There's no way to the final that doesn't have you just in an all-out slugfest at some point. And that's what's great about the division right now, AB. I mean, you want to talk about stacked? This got to be one of the most stacked Top Fuel grids and in fields in history. And we talk about that. We still got some of your DSR teammates who are sitting there, and at some point, I'm sure those Top Fuel cars are going to come out. It's going to make things even tougher.
Oh, absolutely, and they're going to come out, swinging. And that's the crazy part, is that you got to go out there and elevate your game, and you can't just be quick, but you got to be consistently quick. And that's the hardest part. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. And that's what puts you on the edge of your seat and that's why I think all the fans are tuning in, because just like that, just imagine if DraftKings were out here and you can actually have live gambling on our drag races. How many people, I mean, they picked Josh Hart and had $100 on them, boy. They could sponsor a race team after that weekend. You know what I mean? Because people have put their money on Torrance, or they might have put their money on Brittany, or they might have put their money on us, or whoever, or Leah. You know what I mean? But Josh came out there, and that's going to show you a lot more to come. They have a strong team. You got Ron Douglas over there tuning that car, and that team knows how to get down the racetrack. Not just get down, but get down quick and consistent, especially once they're on.
Yeah, it's definitely shaping up to be a great season in Top Fuel. I mean, obviously we're a few weeks out from Vegas. You got to be getting excited about that. What else has AB got going on in the meantime? How have you been staying busy the last couple of weeks in between these rounds?
Oh, Lord have mercy. Jim, I've been everywhere, man. I literally just got done shooting some different stuff for a couple different new partners that we're working with, like different commercial ads, doing some social media stuff. I've been busy on conference calls, like Zoom and Teams are like, I tell you what, my laptop is burning up, brother. The screen is burning up. I've been doing so many different means from one thing to the next, organizing it. We actually have 2 new crew guys coming in, and that's one thing that you mentioned about Clay, talking about crew guys. Clay and them, man, I mean, I'm really impressed where they're at, because they started with a totally brand new team this year. They lost all their crew guys, and this COVID deal hasn't been easy. We hired 2 new crew guys on the off season, and then we just hired another 2 new crew guys on our team, because we had some that were here that literally changed their mind and wanted to stay on, that's been racing for over 15 years, and they retired from drag racing. So with that being said, everybody's been going through complete flip-flops, even all the way down to, like, you know, our funny car teams, Leah's team, our other dragster team here at DSR. I mean, it has been crazy, where not just getting to the races, but just retraining and starting with new synergy. You know what I mean? So it's been pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely been a crazy one. I know at one point, too, you told me you made your way down to Louisiana, correct?
Oh, man, yeah, I went down to Louisiana, brother. I went down there for Easter and had a good time with the in-laws, and me and the wife, we visited her grandmom down there, and her aunt, her uncles, and her brother, and their family, like her little nieces, and I mean, we had a great time down there, and cousins. We had a great time down there with our kids, and just, you know, taking a break from all the action. But it wasn't break, brother. I was helping my brother-in-law rip up a floor in his new house he just bought that he's remodeling, and I brought out my bro Vila skills.
Oh. I didn't know they put you to work down there. I thought you just went down there for the good food, man.
Oh, I did go down there for a good food, brother, but it came with a price.
It came with a price. Most expensive meal you've ever eaten, right?
You ain't lying, brother. Let me tell you, some of the food I took in, I worked off, man. Oh, but it's all good. That's what it's all about. It's about enjoying family time and spending time with. And I don't mind. I enjoy doing stuff like that, without a doubt. And it's just good to see them with his twin girls and his wife, Natalie, Jordy, and their whole family just come up. And it was a really, really, really good time just to see good people and spend a little time with our family.
Yeah. Awesome, AB. Well, I know we are maxed out on our segments today, buddy, but it's always fun having you here on the show, getting down with Brown here on SiriusXM 217. We'd definitely be dialed in to watch you there in Vegas, and I don't know, I think we're going to make this a little more regular this year, right?
Absolutely, brother. I think after each race, we can get together and shoot a little segment, and we can have a race recap. We could talk about all the classes and the people. I'll let you ask the question, and I can answer them to the best of my ability and give them a little color commentary that they won't see on TV. And this will be behind the scenes stuff. It'll be like, you know, getting down with the A to the J. But Antron and Jim.
I am feeling it. I am feeling it, buddy. But always fun, brother. We will catch up soon.
All right, sounds good. Hey, I appreciate your time on the show. And, brother, I'm looking to see you real soon. Not just at the drag race, but in the off-road, brother. I'm ready.
Oh, it's on. Anytime you want to come out, you got an open door, right? So let's make this
I'm
happen.
ready.
I think we need to, this is us going on a tangent here, but, we've raced together, but I think we just need to get a bunch of razors, and you and me, and we'll drag Steve-O out. We just need to go to the sand dunes at Glamis or something like that and go have a weekend where we just camp out, and your kids, we got kids razors, everything else, bring the family out, and everybody just go and have a good time out in the dunes, man.
Oh, brother, they will have a blast with that. We need to do that without a doubt, man. We're gonna make an outing for sure, and maybe before the summertime hits or in the fall when my kids go on fall break, we'll come out there for the fall, or we'll do it next year on spring break and make it happen. And we'll put them through the test, man. We'll put them through the test and have some fun.
Problem is your kids are going to like this off-road and jumping razors so much that junior dragsters are going to look at you and be like, Dad, we want to switch careers.
Brother, they're already into that already, brother. It's just that we just need more out of it here in the Midwest and find places to go because they would love to do it. Both my sons are already on the four wheels and riding dirt bikes. They're ready to go and do it.
I was going to say, they go and get some lessons from the Stewarts or what?
Hey, you know it, brother. You know that's my second family down there in Haines City, man. We can make that happen.
I know. That's what I figured. They got some damn good coaches built in. So I'm sure if they want to go on the bike path, they got it made. Their daddy used to tear up some knobbies back in the day. I used to tear up a lot of knobbies back in the day in my time. How often are you on a dirt bike anymore? Real question. What do you, once, twice a year maybe?
I haven't rode a dirt bike for probably a few years now since, like my kid's been racing junior dragsters. But I used to still ride heavily when I rode pro stock motorcycle, and probably my first, I'd say, like 6 or 7 years racing top fuel. I used to use that to stay in shape. Then once my kids really started racing junior dragsters, all my off time's been working on their stuff and racing with them besides me racing.
Yeah, well, and I figure too, you're probably like me. I love riding a dirt bike. I also know that I love crashing on a dirt bike, and so it's one of those where it's like I can't risk the injuries, and it's like I can't go and just do it 50%. It's like you got to be pinned if you're on a dirt bike, and it's like I can't go and just kind of lay up and have a good time. It's like I always got to get in a little bit more than I probably should be.
I know, but I just love it so much, and it's like a duck going back to water. I grew up riding since I was 4 years old. You know what I mean? I raced motocross for like over 14 years of my life. So on a national amateur level. So that was me. That was me. So a lot of people never realized that. They was like, well, why are you so good on a pro style bike? I said riding a pro style bike was like that was just like walking to me. Compared to riding a motocross bike. Riding a motocross bike was that's like running sprints and marathons. We got on the pro style bike. That was like me walking.
Was there, and we're going overtime and I don't care at this point because this is good conversation. Was there anything on a motocross bike that really helped you with pro stocks? Is there anything you could take from a dirt bike and transition to pro stock when you made that switch?
I think the biggest deal, if you came from the dirt on any type of vehicle, the biggest deal on the motocross bike for me was that you learn technique, where you learn the right proper technique to make the bike do all the work and for you not to get beat up. And you always knew when you rode tense on a dirt bike that you got an arm pump. So then it was a workout from hell. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you had to learn how to make the bike work and how to ride the bike with the right riding position where you rode on the balls of your feet on the foot pegs, and then you position your chest over the handlebars. So it's like if you let off the gas, the main thing that you fell off a dirt bike off and let off the gas because you went over top of the handlebars and somebody brake checked you and you weren't ready for it. You know what I mean? Once you learn that right riding position and how you have to re-grip certain ways, I think by you learning that technique, it made you, whenever you go do something else, you learn the technique to do it the right way first. And I think that's what the motocross did for me. It was like, it really made me observe, pay attention to the people who did it great and who were great at it. I looked at them, what made them great. And I was able to observe and pull from that to make it easier for me. So when I got a prototype bike, I said, well, let me see who are the people who win all the time, what makes them so good or what makes them so great. Not just cutting lights, but why they go the straight down the track on a pro stock bike, how they leave the starting line, what's their position, how they have, do they slump over and have poor, like, you ride a motocross bike, you got to kind of slump over and have poor body posture. It's not a straight up back deal. You get what I mean? So I look at all that stuff and studied all that, and that's what helped me become good at it, because I studied that. And then I adapted to my own style and put it in there, and that's what made me do well at doing it. And that's what I loved about it, is like learning the technical aspects of it. You know what I mean? And that's why I always put into everything that I did, and I observed and learned from people that did it. And that's what I do to this day, even driving a top fuel car, or even one day driving a funny car.
Yeah. Well, and I know a lot of people, truthfully, that now they forget about your pro stock bike career. And I mean, you were one of the greats on a pro stock bike. You ever have even a little itch, like, man, I'd like to make another pass on a bike sometime? Or is it kind of like...
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love to ride one of the new V-twins, and I also like to ride one of those new 4-valve Suzukis they got out there right now. Oh, my goodness. I would love to. I mean, them cats are running 670s now, which is crazy, because back in the day, that was a pro mod motorcycle back in the day. Used to run 677s and 680s, and now pro stock bikes are running that now on all pure aspirated engines.
So here's a question, and this is just you and I talking pie in the sky, because there's nobody listening ever actually think this is going to happen. But so say AB wanted to go back to a pro stock bike. What kind of shape would you have to get in that's different than where you're at today? I mean, you'd have to retrain your body, I'm sure.
You have to retrain your body, but I'm in that type of shape because I keep myself in pretty good shape. I work out a lot, so I'm in good enough shape to ride still and everything else like that. I ride my road bike all the time, like, pedaling bike and stuff like that, and I work out in the gym, and I'm pretty enough in good shape. It's just just getting used to the way the new machines work. I mean, I think a day of testing, I could if I had a day of testing, I could race the next day.
Yeah, muscle memory come back, I'm sure, right?
Oh, yeah. And plus the fact of it is, for what I do in Top Fuel, my mind should be fast enough to be caught up to everything, too. It should actually make it even more slow motion on the Pro Stock bike.
Yeah, I was going to say, was that a big transition from Pro Stock bike to Top Fuel because everything is so much quicker?
Yeah, not leaving the starting line. I was good on the starting line. It was just a Top Fuel car, the way it keeps accelerating when you get out there. On the Pro Stock bike, you feel all the G's early, and then it fizzles down. Where a Top Fuel, it keeps on accelerating until you get to about 550 feet before it starts tapering down.
Yeah. Hey,
you know what I mean? Because you're accelerating so far. The clutch goes 1-to-1 about 550 feet. Where a pro stock bike, the clutch, you feel the most G's in the first 60 feet. And after that, the G meter just starts falling down as you go down the racetrack. It's still accelerating good, but a Top Fuel car is pulling even harder than when you left the starting line till you get to 550 feet. Then the G meter starts decelerating and declining.
Yeah, the hit lasts longer on a Top Fuel car then.
Oh yeah. Like Top Fuel car, it took me probably about 40 runs before I really knew what was happening all the way down the racetrack.
Wow.
Like you could get it down the track, but I'm talking about for your mind to really start slowing it down for you to know everything that's happening.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy to me is to watch these in-cars from Funny Cars and Top Fuel when you see the pedals and the steering wheel and things like that. Like, there's a lot going on, and I think people that think you just hold it in a straight line, they have no idea what's going on in a drag race car, especially a Top Fuel Funny Car. But, there's a lot of driving. It's funny you say that, actually know everything that's going on. And I got to think your mind, probably gets trained where it just, everything that happens in the car in those 3 to 4 seconds, it just moves so slow, even though in real world it's moving so fast.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. But we could talk about this all day long, AB, but I guess it's now officially time to close out the segment. Buddy, always fun having you on, Antron. Always looking forward to the next one, and I'm sure we'll chat soon, my friend.
All right. It sounds good, brother. Sounds good, and thanks for having me on as always. I look forward to and talking to you in the future, brother.
And AB does not disappoint. Not now, not ever. Thank you, AB, for for calling in and doing this interview with me. Always fun catching up. Before we wrap things up, though, don't forget, I am at Jim Beaver 15 on social media. Hit up Apple Podcasts, and if you own or rent your home, well, I'm sure you do. It can be hard work, but you know what's easy? Bundling policies with Geico. Geico makes it easy to bundle your homeowners or renters insurance along with your auto policy. It's a good thing, too, because you already have so much to do around your home. Go to geico.com, get a quote, see how much you could save. It's Geico easy. Visit geico.com today. That's geico.com. And don't forget, Meguiar's has a hybrid ceramic solution for everybody. For incredible water-beating protection and durability beyond traditional waxes, it's ceramic made easy. It is Meguiar's. Don't forget, our partners over there at Manscaped. Use the coupon code JimBeaver. It's going to get you 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com. Manscaped.com, 20% off and free shipping. Use the coupon code JimBeaver. Hit them up, and trust me, your significant other probably going to thank you. And with that, I think it's time to sign off this week. Big shows coming up here on Project Action. Check out my other show, the Down and Dirty Radio Show, as well. Lots of good stuff over there, and we will see you next time right here on Project Action on Podcast One.
This week on Bowling with Favre, we got the legendary Dr. Phil.
Hey, this is Dr. Phil. Check out Bowling with Favre on any platform that you listen to your podcast. You do not want to miss it.
And coming up on next week's show, Tuesday the 30th, we're joined by rock legend and always outspoken, my friend, Ted Nugent. Subscribe now everywhere you get your podcasts or stream the show for free at podcastone.com.